Hey guys, this is the tutorial for the double undercut, the Braue reversal, as well as a couple different ways you can use these. I'll start with the double undercut. Basically, the double undercut will take any number of cards from the top of the deck and control them to the bottom without disturbing the order of the rest of the deck. So I have a deck here that is in perfect order. What I'll do is take this top card, which is the Ace of Hearts, and I'm going to control it to the bottom using the double undercut. So I simply give the deck a couple of cuts. And just like that, I've controlled the Ace of Hearts to the bottom without disturbing the rest of the deck. Let's get into the mechanics of the double undercut. To start off with the double undercut, you need to get a break under the cards that you're going to control to the bottom. In this case, we're only going to control one card, the Ace of Hearts, to the bottom, so I need to get a thumb break under the Ace of Hearts. Now, it's very important when you're getting this thumb break to remember that you need to pull the deck down to get your thumb break and not pull the top card up, because it looks a lot less suspicious and there's a lot less movement going on if you pull the deck down just a little bit to get your break versus if you pull the top card up. The spectator will not notice if you pull the deck down very slightly. So once you've got the break, your thumb break under your top card, what you need to do is take about half the cards off the bottom of the deck and move them to the top. Place them on top of the card that you have a thumb break under, and let the card you have a break under and the top packet join. So now, on this top packet, I have the Ace of Hearts, the card that I'm controlling, on the bottom of this top packet. Now all I need to do is take the remainder of the cards, undercut them to the top, and my card is on the bottom. I'll go through this one more time. You need to get a break under the card you're controlling, which in this case is the Ace of Hearts. Remember to always pull down the deck very slightly to get your break, because it looks a lot less suspicious and it is a lot less noticeable than if you pull the card up. Do not pull the card up. Once you have a break, take about half the cards from the bottom of the deck and move them to the top and join them with the card that you have a break under. Once they've joined up, you want to take the card that you have a break under and join it with this top packet so that it is now on the bottom of the top packet. Now that it's on the bottom of the top packet, simply take the rest of the cards, undercut them to the top, and now your card is on the bottom. This is a fairly easy move. It shouldn't take that much practice. Now let's get into some other uses for the double undercut. You can also use the double undercut to control cards to the top as well as the bottom. So if you want to control a card to the top, let's say we get a card selected, so let's say we have the Jack of Clubs. What you do is when these two packets join together, you hold a thumb break on top of the Jack of Clubs. And now what you're going to do is take about half the cards off this bottom packet, undercut them to the top, take the remainder of the cards up to the break, and undercut them to the top, and now your selection, the Jack of Clubs, has been controlled to the top. One more time, get a card selected, say that it's the Ace of Spades. You hold a thumb break on top of the Ace of Spades, take about half the cards from the bottom packet, undercut them to the top, take the remainder of the cards up to the break, and undercut them to the top, and now the selection has been controlled to the top of the deck. And that is the second use for the double undercut, to control cards to the top rather than the bottom. The third and final way is to use the double undercut as a false cut. So the deck is still in perfect order. And what I'll do is I'll give it a few cuts, and the deck is still in perfect order. Let's get into the mechanics of using the double undercut as a false cut. So to start off, what you're going to do is just swing cut the cards, and as you put this pack on the bottom, hold a thumb break. Now simply take half of the cards from the bottom pack, undercut them to the top, take the remainder of cards at the break, and undercut them to the top, and the deck has not been disturbed. One more time. Swing cut the cards and hold a break. Take about half the cards off the bottom packet, undercut them to the top, take the remainder of the cards and undercut them to the top, and the order of the deck has not been disturbed. And that is how you use the double undercut as a false cut. Next, let's get into the Braue reversal. So what the Braue reversal is going to do is take a card from the top of the deck, or any number of cards from the top of the deck, and reverse it onto the bottom. So simply what you do is you have a card, and you give the deck a few cuts, and with those few cuts, that card is now reversed onto the bottom of the deck. Let's get into the mechanics for the Braue reversal. The Braue reversal is a lot like the double undercut. You start out by getting a break under the card that you're going to be reversing on the bottom. In this case, it's going to be just one card on top, the 5 of clubs. And remember that when you're getting your break, always pull down slightly with the deck rather than pulling the card up, simply because it's a lot less noticeable. Once you have your thumb break, take about half the cards off the bottom of the deck, flip them over, and place them on top to join the card that you had a break under. So now the card you have a break under is now on the bottom of this top packet, reversed. Then simply take the rest of the cards and flip them face up on top, and now the card is reversed on the bottom. So it's a lot like the double undercut, except rather than leaving the pack face down, you're just flipping it face up. Once again, get a break under the top card, take about half the cards from the bottom, flip them face up and put them on top to join the card that you have a break under. That card that you have a break under should now become part of the top packet on the bottom, just like so. Then take the remainder of the cards and flip them face up on top, and now the card that you need is reversed on the bottom of the deck. And that's pretty much it for the Braue reversal, as well as the double undercut. I hope all of this was helpful, but if you still have any questions, just send me a message or leave me a comment, and I will see you guys next time.